A horrific experience during my high school career was, my freshman year, I ate a burger from the Burger Bar during lunch. Something wasn't quite right, and I knew when I awoke in the middle of my sleep with a gurgling feeling in my stomach, it was not good. Before I could make it out of my bed, I had blown chunks all over myself and all over my bed. After I cleaned myself and changed the sheets, I proceeded to awake 9 more times throughout the night and the next morning. By that time, I was dry heaving. I was unable to go to school that day and unable to play my basketball game that night. Since this time, I have not eaten school lunch. Although I now bring home lunch, I still long to leave certain days to eat lunch at a location of my choice. Unfortunately, this choice is not available unless you want to risk getting in trouble. I believe administration holds back this possibility for a few reasons. The biggest reason they fear is the safety of the students. Secondly, they believe the students are not responsible enough to leave school, buy lunch, and return back to class on time. Lastly, they believe students will not use this time for lunch, but instead to skip school and get into trouble, and not return to their afternoon classes. I hope we can all join together to take this issue to administration and make this possibility a reality. As I'm sure all of you can imagine, the majority of students in high school wish for open campus. According to a poll taken at Stillwater Area High School in Oak Park Heights, Minnesota, 83% of students want open campus, whereas 31% of students feel that open campus can be a possibility someday, and 34% of students think administration is working on a real way for an open campus to be a reality. So since this is such a hot topic, why is this such a hard reality for administration to look in the eyes? The biggest reason for this is simple. The school wants the students to be safe. Letting students leave the building at lunch for a half hour and drive wherever is a huge safety concern that leaves the school liable. So I can understand why open campus is a possibility that they fear. Although this can be dangerous, I have had to drive into school on slick country roads the past 2 years that were not safe for students or anyone for that matter to be driving on, yet school was not canceled. So why is it such a big deal that we leave for lunch for a half hour? I have thought deep into this issue, and there are ways around it. One way is to make parents sign a permission slip at the beginning of the school year per student to say that their child has permission to leave the school during lunch. According to the FoleyLionsRoar.com from Foley High School in Foley, Alabama, a permission slip would look something kind of like this. Therefore, this will take the weight off of the school's shoulders if a student were to get into trouble out of the school or to perchance get into an accident. Another safety concern is that this means the doors of the school will be open, which means it is very simple for an intruder to possibly enter the school and harm students. There is a way around this as well. I have thought deep in this issue, and I think the safest way is to strictly make students enter and exit through the main doors at the front of the school. They must sign out when they leave, and they must sign back in when they enter. If neither of these are done properly, or they are caught entering the wrong doors, they need to be punished by having their open campus rights taken away. This will stop many kids from entering the C-section doors because it is much more worth the time to take the extra time to walk to the office than having the privilege taken away. This will also teach responsibility and time management, which will lead into my next topic. The next reason why open campus possibility is kept in the dark is because students are not thought to be responsible enough. For a person to leave school, get lunch, eat, and return back to class on time in a short half-hour lunch is a fear of the authority. There are also ways to solve this problem. First of all, at least make open campus available for upperclassmen. For one, upperclassmen are for the most part more responsible in general, and two, most upperclassmen can drive. This will also keep more experienced drivers on the road instead of the newly drivers that have just gotten their license. Now, to make students more responsible, make there be set rules to be able to have open campus lunch. According to MLive.com, make students maintain a certain GPA. I believe that if students were to some way be rewarded for having good grades, this would be the best possible way to do just that. It's a little something to keep students motivated to say as, hey, if I have a 3.2 GPA throughout high school, when I'm a junior, I'll be able to leave for lunch. This is something that all students will be keeping in the back of their head throughout the first couple years of high school, and just a little something to keep them motivated. I believe this will better the overall performance of the school, and in general to make them learn more and teach them responsibility to strive for in the future. Lastly, I would like to confront the issue of open campus causing students to skip school. I feel this topic is specifically aimed at teachers' concerns. With students leaving school for lunch, they believe half of their afternoon classes will just not return to school, With normal open campus policy, I believe yes, this may be an issue. Although I think if open campus were to be made possible at AHS, students need to be punished for not returning back to class on time. If we were to be given the privilege of open campus lunch, I'm sure most students would want to follow the rules to keep it going. As made for my points earlier, with this policy, most students aren't going to be the ones who want to skip anyway, all of whom are more responsible, upperclassmen, and must at least maintain a 3.2 GPA. These are not the students that administration needs to be worried about skipping, although a way to prevent this would once again punish those who fail to follow the rules. If you are late back to class or don't return back to school at all, your privilege of open campus lunch will be taken away, and this will keep most kids honest. The point is, these students don't want to skip. The students who want to skip will walk out of the C-section doors and not return. These are the A and B average students who want to take lunchtime to go get food, not to skip school and get in trouble. Now, with more knowledge on this issue, I think we should all join together to take this issue to administration and make this possibility a reality. We have dealt with the issue of the safety of students. Responsibility can be shown to administration from the students that we are responsible enough to have this, and we will earn the privilege and make our school overall better. Students do not want to use this time to skip. We want to be able to be given trust to return back to school on time, and will face the consequences if this is not met. With all these key areas met, let's make this happen. I want to be trusted by our school, and I want lunch of my choice. I have grown from that freshman boy puking in the bathroom all night from the nasty school burger bar, and now that I will be a senior this upcoming fall, I would like to be able to leave school and buy lunch of my choice that will not induce me to food poisoning the next day.